right, let's go. What's happening, my fellow geeks and geekettes? Welcome to a brand new and very special, very exciting episode of Cosplay Chris. And today I'm going to be doing a spoiler-free, I cannot stress that enough, a spoiler-free review of Spider-Man No Way Home. I think, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's, one of the most highly anticipated Marvel films to date. The publicity, the marketing has been one of the most unique things I have ever seen. And I was very fortunate enough to attend a screening here in Sydney last night, so a massive thank you to Sony Pictures Australia for organizing that. Now again, this is going to be spoiler free. The film is not out everywhere all over the rest of the world. Again, this was a sneak preview, so I believe the film comes out here officially tomorrow, and then the rest of the world I think Friday, and following that whatever. So there are no spoilers. I'm going to be as vague as possible, which is going to be the most hardest thing ever, because this, in my opinion, my humble opinion, is one of the most exciting, anxiety-inducing movie experiences I've ever had, and one of the greatest Marvel films I have ever seen. Again, just in my humble opinion, I had a ball with this film, and this film balances everything perfectly. I need to collect my thoughts. So if you guys have seen the trailers for Spider-Man No Way Home, we see that Peter is dealing with the fact that the world knows that he is Spider-Man from the events that took place in Far From Home with Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio revealing his identity at the end of the film. Peter is not coping, and that's what I love about this film. It balances the classic Marvel humor, but also very, very dark themes, and the idea of dealing with the fact that you're Spider-Man, it can be heavy. It takes a toll on you, it takes a toll on your loved ones. So he enlists the help of Doctor Strange to try and reverse everything and make everyone forget that he is Spider-Man. But that unfortunately includes MJ, Aunt May, Ned. So he tries to change the spell, but then in turn rips open the multiverse. And as you guys have seen in the trailers, certain people show up from the multiverse. Now that's all I'm gonna say about the plot. The rest is just so beautifully executed and woven. You have so many characters in this film, and I thought it was gonna suffer from the Spider-Man 3, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3 syndrome, where you've got all these characters being introduced and it just doesn't balance it perfectly. This film has about 10 times more characters, and it balances each and every character perfectly. Their character arcs at the end are tied up and wrapped up beautifully. Now let's talk about Tom Holland. Tom Holland is one of the biggest stars in the world right now, and rightfully so. The guy absolutely fucking killed it. I feel like he's come into his own now. He's really embraced and become comfortable with the character of Peter Parker and Spider-Man. He's a brilliant young actor, and this film clearly shows that. He goes through some heavy emotional beats in this film. Again, it's so hard trying to be as vague as possible. I am probably going to be doing a spoiler discussion probably next week, just after the film is out and everyone's digested it and everyone's just kind of gathered themselves. And a lot of people thought that the trailers, posters, the publicity, the marketing, stuff like that gave away too much of the film. Trust me, it probably gave away about 30% of what to expect, and it doesn't heavily rely on nostalgia. We know who the characters are that have come through the multiverse that we've seen on the posters and the trailers and stuff like that, and this film does not rely on nostalgia at all. Much in the vein of Ghostbusters Afterlife, it balances that old and new perfectly. And like I touched on at the beginning of my review, this film gets very dark in some points, and it took turns I didn't think it would. And I commend it for that, because it was ballsy. It was something I've never seen in a Spider-Man film before, let alone an MCU film. It got close, other MCU films, but this one just had the balls to go all out and just go real dark, which I love, man. I honestly can't say anything else, Geeks and Geekettes. Again, trying to be as vague as possible. All I can say is Spider-Man No Way Home is now my favorite MCU film to date. It is now my favorite Spider-Man film to date. It mixes old with new. It's heavy, it's dark, it's funny, It's gritty. It will leave you on the edge of your seat. It's gonna give you anxiety in the best way possible. This film is gonna be big, man, for a very long time. Every actor in this film brought their A game. They looked like they were having an absolute ball. The score was phenomenal. The visual effects were absolutely stunning. And in the scenes with Doctor Strange, mind-blowing. The concepts that they came up with were just brilliant. Costumes were amazing. The cinematography was amazing. The direction is spot on. Again, I'm very interested to see what people think of the pacing of the film because I honestly had no issue whatsoever. Even though our phones were taken at the beginning of the screening, I wasn't hankering to check a time or check a watch or anything. I was enthralled the whole way through. At one point, did I feel the pacing ever dipped or it lost momentum? Everything just flowed perfectly, leading up to one of the greatest climaxes I've ever seen in a comic book film. The crowd was cheering and I was just so honored to be a part of that. It was an amazing experience. And with that, I'm gonna be giving Spider-Man No Way Home 5 geeks out of 5. And rightfully fucking so. This film is gonna be big. So guys, if you have managed to see Spider-Man No Way Home, please drop a spoiler-free comment below and let me know your thoughts. Just your general thoughts on the film. Did it live up to the hype or you weren't impressed? And like I said, guys, I'm probably gonna be doing a spoiler discussion next week. Again, I just wanna let the film come out everywhere else in most parts of the world and just let everyone digest it. We saw the film last night. I'm operating on 5 hours of sleep now. Film this, I've gotta edit it, upload it, and then I've gotta head to work. Guys, wherever you are in the world, please have yourselves an absolute cracker of a day. I hope you will. Hope you're happy. Be merry, be silly. And until next time, geeks, please always remember, cosplayers do it best. Thwip!